Hi everyone, welcome back to the kitchen, and today we've got another retro recipe for you. This is a classic steakhouse wedge salad, and I can't wait to share with you how this all comes together. We're gonna get started making our classic retro recipe wedge salad, a steakhouse staple. This is just a wedge of crunchy iceberg lettuce that's prepared a certain way, and it usually doesn't have a lot of accoutrement, just a really delicious dressing, and bacon bits are definite. Sometimes, depending on the restaurant you go to and how fancy they want to get, you're definitely going to get some either cherry or grape tomatoes in there. I like to throw some diced cucumber, and sometimes you'll get sliced avocado, but it's really up to you. You could throw some minced chives on top if you want, but today we're gonna go super basic, super retro, super delicious. What you're gonna need to make a wedge salad is definitely a head of iceberg lettuce. When you're choosing iceberg lettuce, make sure that you pick a head that is heavy for its size and is compact. So that means you're gonna give it a little squeeze with your whole hand, and if it seems like it gives a lot, you don't want that head of lettuce. You want a nice compact head of lettuce that is heavy for its size. And we're going to cut that up, and we're gonna take the core out, and I'm gonna show you how to do that. Today I'm using some diced Persian cucumber, grape tomatoes that I've sliced in half, and some bacon bits that I just rendered in a skillet. I always like to do these fresh because, you know, when you make them in advance, sometimes that bacon gets a little chewy. And this is a time when you definitely want your bacon bits to be crispy. When you're making a simple dish like this, you want to make sure all your ingredients are the very best and prepared in the very best way. I'm going to do this two ways for you, because if you really are looking at a retro recipe, then you're going to get one of two traditional retro dressings. First is, we're going to use the peppercorn blue cheese dressing that I made. I thinned it out a little because it was a little bit thick for me. When I took it out of the fridge, it was really like pudding. So I added a little bit of milk and thinned it out. And then a classic Thousand Island dressing. I have recipes for both of these dressings on my channel. I will leave links down below so you can access them, as well as iCards to the left and above. So like I said, I have removed 2 or 3 of the outer leaves. You want to make sure your lettuce is super clean, so you're going to give it a rinse, remove the nasty outer leaves that are always there, and then how do you remove the core? Exactly. And now when you get a head of iceberg, it's most likely going to be wrapped in tight plastic, but you still want to remove those brown leaves. Nobody's really going to want to eat those. So the core is what you want to definitely remove. And if the head of lettuce is super loose, as in not compact, it's a little bit easier to do this, but still it's an easy process. If you're not familiar with how to remove the core from iceberg lettuce, I'm going to show you today. I'm going to move over here on the side where my kitchen counter is, because I don't want to whack this board because everything will come falling down. You want to just rest the head of lettuce core flat on the surface, a hard surface, and then you're going to give it a very ambitious or stout wrap on your counter. Or two. And then bring it back over here, and that core will have come right out just like that. That is all the nasty, bitter part of the lettuce that you're not going to want to eat. I am also going to take this leaf off because I don't like the way that looks. And now all we have to do is prep it. We're going to cut it up into 4 wedges. Wedge salad is a wedge, so that gives you an idea of how you need to cut this. I know y'all are smart. So just rest it on the bottom where you cut that core and kind of cut it down through the hemisphere. Take each one of these halves and cut them in half. Today, I'm only making 2 wedge salads, so I'm gonna just leave this other half off to the side. And now we're gonna get our plates and we're gonna build our beautiful wedge salads. All right, I have our lettuce wedges on our plates, and now we're going to build it. Now, when you build like a regular dinner salad, you usually start by adding all of your accompaniments, your vegetables, your bacon bits, your croutons, etc. With a wedge salad, you add your dressing first. So I'm going to go ahead and add my dressing onto these. And remember, we're dealing with a wedge here, so you really want to make sure that you're generous with the dressing.
Full coverage.
Yeah, full coverage, just like with whipped cream, right, honey? Okay. Now remember, this is a knife and fork salad, so you want to make sure that you give them plenty of dressing to get enough on each bite. Now this Thousand Island dressing goes right on top. It's a little thicker, just like that. Then we're going to go in with the tomatoes. And I always like to start by sprinkling from the top. Whatever ends up resting on the lettuce is just like a bonus. I like a little cucumber. This may not be the most traditional thing you see on a wedge salad, but I enjoy it, so I'm going to put it on mine. If you like something else on yours, please feel free to add it. Then we're going to go in with these bacon bits, which are definitely a traditional ingredient in a retro wedge salad. These are super crispy and just waiting to be eaten. Now what you can do is you can go back in with a little more of a drizzle of your dressing, just like that. I'm not gonna do, I think there's plenty of Thousand Island on there, so we're just gonna call that good. And that is how you make a retro classic wedge salad. Perfect for a light lunch. Add a grilled piece of chicken or steak next to this and you've really got a complete meal. And you add what you like and you take away what you don't. These are so just waiting to be eaten. Super fresh, super crispy, they're mouth-watering, and I know that you're gonna love them. If you liked today's video, please consider giving me a thumbs up. And if you're new to my kitchen and you wandered on over to see what was happening and you wanted to learn how to make a retro wedge salad, welcome. Always a pleasure to have new friends join me. Be sure and hit the subscribe button. I also have a playlist that's full of retro recipes that we've done in the past. I will also leave a link to that in an iCard to the left and above and down below in the information box. If you are a tried and true member of the Noreen's Kitchen family, please be sure and hit the bell notification button so that you get a push notification on your smart device or a message in your email box every time we upload a new video, because we don't want you to miss out on all the real food for real people, real easy recipes that we present all the time right here on our YouTube channel and straight from our kitchen. I hope you learned something today. I hope that if you enjoy a wedge salad, you'll give these a try. Maybe you haven't had one in a while. I think they're a great choice. I hope that you give them a try if you've never tried one, and I hope you love them. And until next time, I'll see ya.